In this lecture, we are going to study about what is organizational behavior. Before understanding the organizational behavior, we must know what is an organization. An organization is a place where people work together to achieve individual and organizational goal. Now we'll study about organizational behavior. Organizational behavior is the study and application of knowledge about human behavior related to other elements of the organization such as structure, technology, and social system. Organizational behavior is studied at three different levels. First is the human behavior in organizational setting. Next is the individual organization interface, and the last is the organization. There is another definition of organizational behavior. Organizational behavior is a branch of the social sciences that seeks to build theories that can be applied to predicting, understanding, and controlling behavior in work organization. Organizational behavior provides a set of tools that allow people to understand, analyze, and describe behavior in the organization, and it also allows managers to improve, enhance, or change work behavior so that individuals, groups, and the whole organization can achieve their goal. Now comes the basic concepts of the organizational behavior. First is individual, second is group level, and organizational systems. Earlier also I told you that there are three levels of organizational behavior where we study human behavior in organizational setting, individual organization interface, and the organization. Here also these are the concepts of the organizational behavior. Now we'll study them in detail. First is the individual process. In individual process, we study about the foundations of the individual like perception, personality, attitude, motivation factors, enhancing performance, and managing stress. And the individual level outcomes are productivity, performance, absenteeism, attitude, turnover, stress. If a person is fully motivated, the productivity will obviously be increased, and if the productivity is increased, then the performance is also increased. And if the person is satisfied in the organization as the performance is very good of the employee, then absenteeism rate will also be down too, and the employee will be regular in coming to the organization because he is satisfied in the organization. The second point is the interpersonal process. Here we study the communication, groups and teams, leadership, decision making, or negotiation. As interpersonal, inter means between two. So here we are talking about the concept between the group. And when we work in a group, the communication is a very important factor when we are working in the group, as people are working together in a team or in a group, so they have to communicate with each other regarding their different tasks, different roles which they have been assigned in the organization. Leadership, when we talk about a group or a team, so there must be a leader in the organization. There must be a leader in the group or a team who leads the group members and supervise the group members. So group level outcomes are also like individual level outcomes, productivity, performance, norms. When we talk about groups, so to work in a group, there are some norms, there are some rules and regulations on the basis of which the group members has to work together. Cohesiveness means a bonding, a force due to which they are working in the group. Group satisfaction, group identity. The third level is the organizational process. In this process, we study about organization structure, organization design, organization culture, change, and development. The level outcomes are like productivity, performance, turnover, survival, constituent satisfaction, and all these things affect the organizational effectiveness. Now comes the nature of organizational behavior. It is a field of study and not a discipline. A discipline is an accepted science with a theoretical foundation that serves as the basis for research and analysis. Organizational behavior, because of its broad base, recent emergence, and interdisciplinary orientation, is not accepted as a science. We have just begun to synthesize principles, concepts, and processes in this field of inquiry. The second is the interdisciplinary approach. There are many disciplines which are included in the organizational behavior or included in the study of organizational behavior. First is the psychology. Psychology is the subject where we study the humans and other animals, like science that seeks to measure, explain, and sometimes change the behavior of humans and other animals. When we talk about psychology, there are different things which are covered in the psychology, like learning, motivation, personality, emotions, perception, training, job satisfaction, individual decision making, performance appraisal, attitude measurement, work design, work stress. All these factors gives affect the individual behavior. Second is the sociology, the study of people in relation to their fellow human beings. When we talk about sociology, there are two things: group dynamics, work teams, communication, power, conflict, and intergroup behavior. The second is the formal organizational theory, organization technology, organization change, organizational culture. When we talk about group, it becomes organization system, and we talk about a formal organization, it consists of group. Next is social psychology, an area within psychology that blends concepts from psychology and sociology and that focuses on the influence of people on one another. Social psychology consists of behavioral change, attitude change, communication, group processes, group decision making. Next is anthropology, the study of societies to learn about human beings and their activities, comparative values, comparative attitudes, cross-cultural analysis, organizational culture, organizational environment. Next is the political science, the study of behavior of individuals and groups within a political environment. Like when we talk about a political science, it consists of conflict, intra-organizational politics, power, and organization system. Next thing is economics, law, history, applied science, normative value centered, humanistic and optimistic approach oriented towards organizational objective. Nature of organizational behavior, a total system approach. Human behavior can be analyzed keeping in view his psychological framework, interpersonal orientation, group influence, and social cultural factors. Now we need to understand the human behavior. Means, what is the importance of understanding the human behavior? First is understanding behavior at individual level, why and how an individual behaves in a particular way. Interpersonal level, influence of one's peer and its effect in working relationship or superior subordinate relationship, etc. are interpersonal interactions. Group level, individuals are modified by group pressure, so individuals should be studied in a group also. Interpersonal, intergroup level, organization is made up of groups, and so understanding group relationship is important for managers. Next is controlling and directing behavior. Use of power and sanction. OB suggests ways to use power and sanction in such a way so that both organizational and individual objectives are achieved simultaneously. Leadership. OB defines various leadership styles available to a manager and analyze which style is more appropriate in a given situation. Communication. The communication process and how it works in interpersonal dynamics have been evaluated by OB. The factors that affect the communication have been analyzed so as to make it more effective. The last is organizational climate. OB suggests the approach to create an atmosphere of effective supervision, the opportunity for the realization of personal goals, congenial relationship with others at the workplace, and sense of accomplishment. Now that's it for today's lecture. Thank you.